Anything I'm about to say now, I have to say, is tinged with an enormous amount of professional respect.
Welcome to Who Said That? 5 comedians armed with all we've got left at the moment. A weird dream that driving comedy works. The hope that comedy in fields works. And an occasional fantasy of a gig in a hot air balloon. Oh, and the knowledge of each other's terrible, terrible brains. Dialing in today are Richard Herring, Sindhu Vee, Laura Lexx, and the man responsible for more moments of me losing my shit in a TV studio than any comedian ever. It is Paul Sinha. Hello, Paul.
That was a great euphemism for you were awful on Taskmaster.
No. There was a bit where Paul was hiding in a phone box that is I think the greatest moment of television.
To summarise it for Sindhu, think over-pampered Asian male child. And that's how I dealt with the task.
Wonderful. It usually gets you guys very far. So,
talking of over-pampered Asian child, how is your lockdown, Sindhu? How are the kids?
Well, they're certainly not over-pampered. At least they don't think they are. It's good. They don't have anywhere else to go. And so it's full-on parenting time. And I expect them to do stuff around the house, which apparently as teenagers, it's okay if they don't want to because their friends don't have to. And why do you have to tell us what you did in India? And this is not India. And it's like, this is boring. Go and do something. So it's going well for me. I think they're a little bit like, can we leave?
And Laura, you've just moved into a house. So I'm guessing you must just be like loving every house job at the moment, are you?
Oh, yeah. We've gone from a flat in the middle of a city to a house in the suburbs. I've got a garden. I can hear birds. It's like, it's mad. I'm having a great, well, I prefer to have a career still. But if I'm going to be somewhere without a job, this has been, it's been lovely. Look at this. Brick wallpaper. That is...
No, still prefer a career.
Yeah, I'm with you. I was actually just thinking about that gig that we did in Crawley together, Paul.
That was intense.
I'd take Crawley over just cuddling this.
What happened in Crawley?
Well, one, we should put this out there straight away. Paul got a standing ovation. It was brilliant. But two, it was the sort of place where you park up and you see the people who have spilled out onto the road from the pub and you think, no, thank you. I'm far too funny to gig there. But then you go inside to the room where the comedy people are and you've found your people. Like with comedy, you find your people. And they were there. They were hiding behind there. But you had to really go through a place that made me go, huh.
Richard, have you found your people?
What, in lockdown? Yeah, my family. I think I found my people. Yeah, well, actually, they're all online, aren't they? My people. I've got lots of slightly strange, nerdier than me people, and I'm quite nerdy who are happy to watch me play snooker and clear stones off a field for entertainment. So yes, I think I found them, and I want to give them back.
I like your people. I've met your people. Yeah. I like your people.
They're good.
They're very nice.
The podcast crowd are extremely nice audience here for. And that tour was a lot of good. We had you in Bristol, of course, Mark. And many of you have been on. Not all of you yet.
Who's not been on?
Sindhu's not yet been on, but we have tried to get Sindhu on, and then she pulled out. She was going to be on. Were you going to be on with Richard E. Grant? That was the one that got. He wouldn't let us put the Richard E. Grant one on, probably because you weren't there. So we'll get Sindhu on.
I look forward to being on it.
Yeah, no, I'd love to have you, and I'd love to have Laura back on as well. And not Paul, he's been on it enough.
Oh, okay.
Before the shakes, after the shakes, that's enough. Really.
We've got it covered. We've got the history covered.
Today is a bit of a Next Up comedy special, which you can get a 7-day trial to by visiting the link in the description somewhere around here. Next Up Comedy has over 130 stand-up shows available to stream and download, and this month are hosting their own comedy festival with a different act performing live every night. And although there are 130 stand-up shows available, you only really need to know about the stand-up shows from these 4. That's fair, isn't it?
That's absolutely right. That's the only shows you need to see.
Fuck the rest of them. So, the rules of the game are incredibly simple. Everyone will take it in turn to ask a question. The answers will be then texted directly to me and only me. I'll read them out, and the questioner will receive points for every answer they pair with an answerer. Sindhu, you are question number 1.
Yes.
Do you have your question in front of you?
I do.
Would you like to hit me up?
Which famous character from a famous movie, like basically don't pick some random indie character or movie that no one's ever heard of, would you most like as your therapist?
Okay, so text me those answers. Sindhu, your festival show on Next Up is the 20th of July, Monday the 20th of July.
It is.
And it's Sandhog.
It's Sandhog, which is the show that was on tour, and it will be substantially Sandhog. But as any stand-up will appreciate, coming into the show, I'll be talking about things that are probably open with some stuff that's more current to what's going on in my brain, as opposed to just come on and be like, here's something I did 8 months ago, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to do that. I can't do that.
I've got a couple of answers already in, but let me ask you this question. Sindhu Vee as a comic and Sindhu Vee as a human, would they make really good therapists?
I think Sindhu Vee as a comic would make a better therapist than Sindhu Vee as just Sindhu Vee at home.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I think Sindhu Vee at home, Sindhu Vee as a comic is very clear about what she's saying, because I've thought about it and rewritten it and made it funny. Sindhu Vee at home cries a lot, loses her temper, feels very diffident. But then when you get on stage, you're like, no, I'm going to tell them this. It's going to be funny. Oh, at least I hope so. My mom was a therapist. She was a therapist. And she used to say that she used to always have trouble getting the men who came. They used to think that she had like an office with other therapists, and they would look at her and say, but it's you. And she'd say, yeah, it's me. And they'd be like, but you are a ladies. And she'd be like, yeah. And then they wouldn't want to come. But
I think it's the confidentiality issue. I don't know a single one of my mum's friends that I trust with any piece of information whatsoever.
But then your therapist wouldn't be your mom's friend. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, there are other Asian women that don't know your mum.
Yeah. Although I have to say, if you did go to my mom, I would probably know your story, even if I didn't know you, because she would be like serving lunch and say, oh, that boy who came today, he said this. I told him, don't be stupid. I'm like, you're not supposed to tell me this. She said, but you don't know him.
Sindhu, I've got some answers. I've got some answers for you. Answer number 1. So you're guessing which of Rich, Laura, and Paul said these 3. So answer number 1 is Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Now, I'm also going to help you out, Ashley. I'm going to go really specific because this could help you with the guessing.
Okay.
Just because it might give you an insight into someone's brain.
Okay.
So this person has written the number 1 with a dot, and then they've written Chewbacca because you then could just make up your own versions of his responses. Oh. He'd always agree with you, and it would never turn out that you're an incurable mess. Answer number 2, Hannibal Lecter.
Okay. Wow. How
and
would you sit in the same
3,
room?
Kevin Spacey. In 7, his ability to see the positives in 6 murders and a suicide means none of my issues will faze him. So that's 3 answers you got there. And this is good because they are doing poker faces.
They are looking like, oh, Hannibal Lecter. Mm-hmm. I see it. All right. I'm not dumb. Which doesn't
so you've got Chewbacca, Hannibal Lecter, and Kevin Spacey in 7.
There was a bit more after Hannibal Lecter, wasn't there?
Oh,
sorry.
I mean, Paul, that's
Hannibal
funny.
Lecter.
That's tricky. That's funny because now I think you gave Hannibal Lecter. Ha ha ha. I don't think good. Mark even got it. Mark was like, why are you saying that? Mark, he's trying to trick me.
Oh, I got it.
So what happens if the first one, I guess if it's wrong, am I out or do I get to?
No. I just want to see how many you can get. I want to see.
I want to do all future games with Sindhu because my fear when I do these games is always like, Laura, remember to be funny. Don't take the game too seriously. But now I feel like I found like my spirit friend in Sindhu because I'm like, I feel like she's on my wavelength with it. She's like, fuck this for entertainment.
I want to win and I love it. You want me to be funny? Come watch me do a You want me to watch me win? I play a game. Okay.
Yeah, and also, before the show started, Sindhu told us a story about how she's been playing games with her kids. They win, she cries.
I cried.
So
So
this
we've got
is
to let her win.
Well, no, you don't have to.
It says a lot about the world of comedy that two of them are serial killers.
It also shows how similarly you can try and thingy the game.
Absolutely.
Basically, I think all four of us here are what I would call players.
100%.
Players!
You're clearly aware of the under 12 Kent chess scene of the early 1980s.
Okay, I think Richard is Hannibal Lecter. I think Laura's Kevin Spacey in Seven.
It has
that
been said.
means that Mr. Sinha, sir, you are Chewbacca.
I've been called it before.
Okay, so, well, this is brilliant news. You are off to an amazing start. Your question to Richard Herring, are you Hannibal Lecter, is correct. He is Hannibal Lecter. So well done, Sindhu. You are a player, an absolute player, mate. You nailed this. I love how seriously you're taking this game. I love the fact that your first answer is correct. You are brilliant. Well done, Sindhu.
Thank you.
Your second two were wrong, but your first one...
Well, hey, that's crazy.
Your first one was correct. Paul Sinha is Paul Sinha is Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
In
And
Seven.
what's more, I blundered, didn't I? I did the smug, self-satisfied thing of writing the number 7 in Seven, showing off my.
Yeah, but that's the thing is I was like, oh, that's a Paul Sinha kind of move. But then I thought to myself, I sort of doubled down. I sort of double thingied it. I don't know why.
What you didn't know about me is I've never seen a film that wasn't made by Pixar. So,
Oh, right. Okay. Post hoc, you always are like, oh, yeah, of course it was. But I'm glad that I came in strong.
You started absolutely strong. And Laura, you went Chewbacca, but you didn't just go Chewbacca. I like the fact that you did the little number at the beginning. Question 1, Chewbacca.
Yeah.
We'll know in the next round if question 2 we'll know that. I'll put a reason next time, so otherwise you're gonna know it's me if I just put the answer.
they'll all have twos next time except mine.
Yeah.
Like, whoa!
So there you go. So Laura went Chewbacca. Paul went Kevin Spacey. And Rich, you went Hannibal Lecter.
Well, because he's very insightful of the, and he's behind a screen, so you're safe. When Clarice comes in and he pulls her apart and says exactly who she is, so I just think it's a sensible answer.
And if you are wearing a cheap Nina Ricci perfume, he'll pick up the sentence.
He will, yeah.
You will. But the Hannibal Lecter that I want as my therapist is Mads Mikkelsen. And you want to, because then you want to be one of those people that sleeps with your therapist. Oh, Mads Mikkelsen, any day. He's just something else. And so I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'm going to go spend an hour with this guy alone.
He'll definitely eat you out, that's for sure.
But there you go.
I've reminded of the phrase "eat you out," which I don't think anybody's said since about 2002, have they?
That's when I was dating last. Would you care for me to lick you out, eat you out?
And do you know what?
Lucky last.
Right at the end, so Sindhu gets 1 point. I get to give bonus points, and I'm giving a bonus point to Richard Herring.
Thank you.
For the very specific reason that I'm giving it to you for Eat You Out, because if I give you a bonus point for that, that means Simon, the producer, has to keep it in the edit. So
Nice.
Good.
that is 1 point for Sindhu, 1 point for Richard.
Yep.
Paul and Laura currently have 0 points. And Richard is primed with his question. Mr. Herring, your question for round 2, please.
Right. If you had to be killed in a natural disaster but could choose which one would you choose? Rich,
you're next up. Oh, yes, Laura.
How much time do we have to be scared of this happening?
You could choose your natural disaster. Some of them are quick and some of them are slow, aren't they?
Okay.
So are you thinking that speed of death is important to you, Laura?
Yeah, I don't mind dying, but I don't want to be dying, if that makes sense.
Well, that's a very strong clue for me. Thank you very much.
What is it? Or is she playing the game again?
Oh, yeah.
Rich, your next up stand-up show, Lord of the Dance Settee.
Oh, yeah. Lord of the Dance Settee. Maybe Happy Now's on there. I don't know.
You've got bloody hundreds of them,
I didn't think I did... Is it 13 or 15? I can't remember at the end, but at least 13, yeah.
Which one's the worst one?
Well, the one I didn't like, I did them all again. Instead of going to Edinburgh in 2017, I went back and did all the shows again with Happy Now at the end. So a couple of them I've done, well, maybe one or two I've done since then. The one I didn't like at the time was the 12 Tasks of Hercules Terrace. But when I came to do it again and look at it, I think it was, and actually it just wasn't very good in Edinburgh. But once I toured it and it was a bit longer, it was an enjoyable show, and it's quite a good little charting of a early midlife crisis and mental breakdown. I think we get paid every time anyone watches it, don't we? So that's what it's all about. But yeah, it's a great service, and it's good to have someone like that.
I'd raise a glass to that sentiment, but I haven't earned enough money yet to buy that drink.
I've got some answers, Rich.
Oh, great.
Okay, so let's start in no particular order. It would be weird if they were in a particular order, because that would make the game easy for you.
Tell me the order, that would be good, yeah.
So an avalanche.
Okay.
A twister, question mark. If you have to go and you're doing this, then that's the most like an Alton Towers ride.
Okay.
It's a fair point. And the 2052 tidal waves that end human life. If I'd made it to 2022, it means I might have got a book deal.
Okay. Oh, hello. Okay, 2052. You know, Laura has a book deal. It seems like, it seems...
Say that again, Richard Herring.
It steers us away from Laura, but that might be a deliberate attempt. I've heard a book's very good. Everyone's very excited. I am very excited about it. So, based on the fact that Laura does not want to die slowly, I think a hurricane? What is it? A hurricane? It's called a
tornado.
Tornado, yeah, tornado.
So Twister.
I don't think she would want that. And let's say she isn't the book deal one. So let's say she would die quickly in an avalanche. She would die quickly in a wave. I don't understand the 2052 reference. I think Paul Sinha.
I love the glasses thing. Then.
Thank
that
you.
Was
yeah.
brilliant.
I think I've only recently got glasses, so they're good fun. I think Paul Sinha is the man who wants a book deal. So whatever that one was, the waves. And whatever's left, I'll give to Sindhu by a process of... Yeah, I think she might say Twister. That's what I think. Although I'm between Paul and Sindhu on Twister, but that's my decision.
That is where you would be if this was a real party.
What do you mean a real party? Why isn't this a real party?
Okay,
well, Rich, again, another strong start. The 2052 tidal wave is Paul Sinha.
Right, okay.
And then we've got, so it's really, it's all about the Twister, or it's all about the avalanche.
Well, Laura can't be going in a Twister unless she was really deliberately trying to trick me beforehand.
Laura, what natural disaster would you like to be killed in, please?
Twisted Twister.
You fell into her game, Rich. Why did you go Twister and not Hurricane or Tornado?
Because they're not as roundy-turny, and I forgot the word tornado. Also, I had a Twister lolly last week from the Mr. Whippy van, and so I probably that's why the word Twister was closer to my tongue than tornado.
And Sindhu, you went avalanche.
I did. No one here thinks I'm going on some fucking alpine fucking holiday shit skiing thing. I'm not ever doing that. My kids do it. My husband does it. I'm not doing it. I hate it. So I thought they're not going to put me in that situation. And there you go. You die in an avalanche. So I'll put avalanche.
I was tempted by the global COVID-19 pandemic. It's been a while since I got any press.
So that was it, man.
If I'm honest, this is really keeping it light. I think...
Yeah, see, I just wanted to fly, guys.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah. And you know what? You've answered it. You've answered it straight away. Richie gets 1 point for getting Paul right. But Laura, you get 1 point for simply just keeping it light, mate. Twister. I love the fact you didn't even use the scientific term for it. If you had gone spinny wordy thing, you would have got 2 bonus points. But as it is, 1 point, which means that Sindhu Vee is on 1 point, Laura is on 1 point, Paul is on 0 points, but Richard Herring is on 2 points.
Whoa.
In the lead as we go to Laura Lexx. So, Laura, do you have a question for me, please?
If you could have a holiday home in a fictional universe, where would it be? And you can go anything from like Game of Thrones to Doctor Who to just Pride and Prejudice, i.e. the past. So pick a fictional universe and...
To pick from one of those three?
No. Anyone. But I was just like, sometimes people say fictional and then you're immediately like, oh, aliens. It can be any book, film, TV series. Where would you have a holiday home? So you don't have to be there permanently, but you get to go there for a bit.
I can understand Sindhu's confusion. Those have always been the big three fictional
I
universes.
was going to say, that's very
Game of
specific,
Thrones,
but okay.
Doctor Who, Pride and Prejudice.
Pride and Prejudice.
Take your pick.
Pride and Prejudice especially, I was like, that's a good touch. That's a good touch. But I mean, it's kind of, Pride and Prejudice is a mood. It's a vibe. You know what I mean? So that was what I thought. Like,
can I just say very quickly, because Richard Herring is on, I just need to address people who are watching this for Richard. When Laura says Doctor Who universe, she means any universe in Doctor Who, canon or not canon, and also parallel universes as well, because we know there isn't just a Doctor Who universe, because Laura says a Doctor Who universe. I know these squares, they don't know. There's loads of different Doctor Who universes.
Or if you prefer, you can do like the Death Star from Star Trek or something like that. There's whatever works for you.
Do not make them angry, Laura. Do not make them angry. We've already talked about Richard and Sindhu shows on Next Up. Laura, you've got two.
Take clever.
Trying or Tyrannosaurus Lexx.
Yeah, they're really good and they're on there, aren't they? And I think if you watch them hundreds of times, I get 50p.
Laura, have you given this thought yourself over,
Yeah, well, I think... Of course, I'm not doing anything else, Mark Olver. I would go for Wreck-It Ralph's place, like, living in the internet. It's really colourful and shiny. You get to do the racing cars. Just seems really nice, and everybody seems really friendly.
Yeah, but he broke it.
Yeah, but then it got back together.
But also, there are two Wreck-It Ralph universes, because there's two Wreck-It Ralph films.
Yeah.
Well, look, if this is too complicated, then no one can have Doctor Who, okay?
Let's try this then. Answer number 1, Laura, is the Great British Railway Journeys universe, where Michael Portillo can get any train to run on time.
Good God.
Answer number 2, Downton Abbey world. I'd be the Earl living next door to Downton Abbey. And answer number 3, Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. I would like to be waited on by Oompa Loompas and get a song about my demise.
Okay. Right, so my first instincts are...
Go for it. That's what you want to do, mate.
Okay,
That's how Richard and Sindhu have done so well at this game by going with their first instinct.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to upset somebody because whoever's picked this train bullshit is a proper problem for me. Because why? You have all of the imaginations of everybody that's ever existed and you want to hang around with someone in banana trousers on a train.
How dare you?
Yeah, I'm suspicious of you down there. But also the demise, you quite like a dark joke about your death. So I'm like, oh, do you want Oompa Loompas with you in 2052? Well, I don't know, Sinha, you're a sneakster.
Oompa Loompa diddly. We've seen the last of Sindhu Vee.
See, I think Sindhu might be Downton Abbey, and I think she's thrown an Earl in there to confuse me on the whole gender side. So I think I'm going to go Downton Sindhu, Willy Wonka, Richard Herring, and Portillo, Paul Sinha. Oh, but Richard's really boring. He does like picking up rocks, doesn't he? Maybe he does like trains. How dull are you? Are you rocks dull or are you trains dull? There's two very different kinds of dull, isn't it? I'm staying. I don't know.
Never change.
I really want to win.
Never change. Never change your vote.
I'm staying as I am. Oompa Loompas with herring. Yep. Okay.
Sindhu and Richard went with their instincts and got one. Laura Lexx essentially had a nervous breakdown and got all three right.
Are you serious? I'm so happy. Yes.
Very good.
Boom. Where are those tears, Sindhu?
Sindhu wants to be an earl
No, I
in
didn't.
Downton Abbey world.
Well, I just couldn't say Downton Abbey. Then I had to follow it up with what the fuck was I doing holidaying in Downton Abbey? I'm not holidaying in their house. Not. I'm holidaying with the grandmother. Who doesn't
I
know
was
what
answering the
weekends are.
question. Where do I want a holiday home? Somewhere where the trains run on time. I don't want to bump into Michael Portillo.
Okay. Then I'm very sorry. I was very rude about your holiday home.
I think it's the most fictional universe I've ever seen.
Dude, you won all three. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
I only
and
keep the
again, Richard Herring, Willy Wonka as well.
I've stopped eating chocolate, but we're in a fictional universe, aren't we? So I can eat chocolate in my holiday home in a place that doesn't exist.
Wait, you don't eat chocolate anymore?
I've stopped eating chocolate because I can't stop eating chocolate, so I had to stop eating chocolate.
No, I bake every day.
I'm coming
and
out.
I eat it. Yeah, please do. I mean, I made chocolate. I made Oreo pie crust chocolate cream pie. Day before yesterday.
The way it's going on Channel 4, this is a good investment in your immediate light entertainment.
Laura, you got three rights, so
I'm
well
so
done.
happy. Thank
But
you.
also, you're able to give a bonus point to someone. Maybe you just want to go for the funniest one.
Or maybe just keep a friendship.
Can I give the point to me? Because I really want to win and I think I deserve it.
No, you cannot.
Please.
That Jurgen Klopp would not do that.
Yes, he would. If he was going to win, he would absolutely give himself more points if he'd earned them.
Oh.
Only if he'd earned them, and I have. I've been very charming.
Shit, I've
And you
never
got
been in
all
this
three,
position
man.
before.
I'll give it to Sindhu for the whole Earl trick because I think that was clever.
I think it was good. It was
See?
subtle, sneaky. So I'll give it to
you.
Sindhu.
Sindhu gets a
Thank
point.
you.
As we go into the final round proper, Sindhu is on 2, Richard is on 2, Laura is on 4, and Paul is playing. So,
Come on, Paul.
Sinha, you can absolutely you can speed into second place now if you do well on your question. So your question, please, sir.
Your Tinder profile in 5 words.
Love that. Your Tinder profile in 5 words. Paul, you are a married man. Have you been on Tinder?
I don't even know what it looks like. We have our own little world. It's very entertaining. Sorry, I don't know what I'm telling you. I've seen you there many times, but we have our own little world. Or at least I've seen photos of you there many times. The number of people in the Bristol area that may think that you're going to sleep with them because they look like you is absolutely extraordinary.
I mean, everyone in the West Country does look a little bit the same.
Apart from Russell Howard.
Apart from Russell, yeah, no, that's a very good point. But he has had more work done than we think. Keep that in, Simon. He has had more work done than we think. Have you ever thought of a Tinder profile for yourself, Paul?
If I had to do it in 5 words, it would probably be marital bliss, an absolute oxymoron.
I like that. Your because your next up stand-up show is called Shout Out to My Ex.
Yep.
Was it? Did you meet this ex on any of the particular websites, apps?
Yeah, the app called the Online Countdown, Aptress. It's sort of like a dating app for younger gay men on some degree of the spectrum. There's a lot of them there. I didn't go there to find a boyfriend, but that's exactly what happened. Genuinely, found a boyfriend on Online Countdown. Very right wing,
And that's why he's your ex.
Yep. Well, no, he's my ex, but he decided he was straight. That's a different story.
So we have got answer number 1 is BDSM forever, come find me.
I like the fact they use BDSM as one word.
Answer number 2, you can't be this desperate. Answer number 3, sexy extrovert seeks wealthy traveller.
Anything I'm about to say now, I have to say, is tinged with an enormous amount of professional respect. So here goes. I'm going to take this at face value. I think that the gold digger is Sindhu Vee. We know that she likes to travel, for a start. We know that she likes to. What was that one with the wealthy traveller?
Sexy extrovert seeks wealthy traveller.
It takes a lot for any comedian to describe themselves as extrovert. We pride ourselves in the fact that we're life's losers. Any admission that we're actually extroverts is setting us apart. So you need a strong degree of confidence to pull that one off, and Sindhu has never been short of confidence. So that's what I'm suspecting in a moment. Give me the other two.
The other two are You Can't Be This Desperate.
I think that was the title of Richard Herring's 1998 Edinburgh show. Followed by Oh, You Can.
and BDSM Forever, Come Find Me.
It's charming Laura Lexx with her hidden wardrobe full of whips and chains and Dan Brown novels and other instruments of torture. I think that Laura is the BDSM, Rich is the defiantly self-deprecating, and Sindhu is the person. Sindhu is the person who would like to travel.
Is that your final answer?
That is. Thank you, Mark.
Lock it down, chasers. Right, I don't watch The Chase. Pointless till I die.
You should watch The Chase. The ratings are significantly higher than your show.
Do you mean pointless?
Yeah.
Or Deal or No Deal, or Paul.
Hi.
I've got some answers for you.
Okay.
You were correct that Richard Herring is self-deprecating. Statistically, done that many shows, one of them probably was going to be called You Can't Be This Desperate.
This doesn't sound good.
Yeah, and you're totally right. You're totally right. You got the other two the wrong way around. You got the other two the wrong way round.
So they
Laura
were
Lexx is
actually
the
just
gold digger.
telling the truth.
Laura Lexx
Yeah.
was the gold digger, and Sindhu Vee, BDSM, BDSM forever. Come find me.
How was cum spelt? I have to know.
Well, I mean, I don't know what Tinder looks like, so I didn't know what to say. So I was like, I'll just put something.
You do know the BDSM stands for bloody delightful sexy MILF.
No, I just thought, because I was listening to a true crime podcast in which there was something we were talking about fet life, and that's in BDSM. So that was on my mind because that's what I listen to when I cook, not BDSM specific true crime, but just true crime. And so it was on my mind. And then Tinder, I was like, fine, let's just do this, man.
I mean, ironically enough, getting one right and two wrong means that I feel both pleasure and pain at this point.
Well done for getting off the mark, though, Paul. Well done for getting off the mark. And actually, we go into the final round properly, which is my question. I'm going to give out one bonus point. I'm going to give it a Paul Sinha. Simply to make things more interesting towards the end. If I'm honest, bit of format.
Greg Davis used to do that with me.
What, just give you an extra point?
Yeah, out of sympathy.
No, it wasn't sympathy, mate. Gameplay. It's gameplay. So we are going into the final round. 3 contestants are on 2 points. Sindhu, Richard and Paul. And Laura Lexx is on 4 points. So should we mix it up a little bit for the final round? It's my question. If you fool me, you get 3 points. So Laura doesn't guarantee the win at this point.
Oh, what?
Laura, if you could read out everyone's answers.
Because I'm in the lead.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, that is a good point. I'm giving you all sorts of power now.
Yeah, okay.
Richard,
here
how
we
many
go.
glasses do you have on?
Loads. It's
Why
my
do you have
trademark. Thanks for
sunglasses?
noticing. It's my trademark on Twitch. That
Oh,
one
okay.
keeps my hair. That keeps my hair out my face, and this one means I can see.
Okay, good.
It'd be
I've got
nice
too
if you
much
had a
hair.
monocle as well.
I'll build them up as we go. So,
This is all to play for as we go into the final round. And my question, do not tell us the sport, just tell us your perfect sports uniform stroke kit. I know all of you pretty well. I feel astoundingly confident that I'm getting 4 out of 4 today. It's 100%. I absolutely do this. Look at you. Look at you. Richard will do something clever. Paul will do something with numbers. Laura will try and fool me, but she won't be able to give it away. And Sindhu's answer will scare the fuck out of me. It's quite simple. Absolutely got this. We were thinking about trying to do an episode with detectives.
Oh yeah.
no, that's
Be
a good
nice,
idea.
wouldn't it?
Yeah,
It is.
good idea.
Have you
think
done
I
one
know
with
any-
like poker players that can read each other's tells and stuff? That would be good too.
That would be good. Yeah. I wonder how that would rate on YouTube if I just got 4 poker. I bet
Oh
there's
yeah,
4
those
poker
nerds
players.
would watch anything.
I bet there's poker players who are just like got so many followers that we just never heard of.
For sure.
I mean, if
Okay.
Richard has a successful podcast. I've got 4 answers. I
Okay.
like to try and be cutting on these things and then immediately go like, is he laughing? I can't handle it. Okay. Right. The 4 answers.
You play a dangerous game with this whole self-esteem thing, don't you, Laura?
Yeah. It's because it's not an act. It genuinely bounces from floor to ceiling every 30 seconds. But the sertraline helps. So, right, your 4 answers are nude, a pair of tight Speedos on a hot Dutchman, Madame Thénardier's dress from Act 1, long shorts with biker lycra underneath, sleeveless vest, high tops with long socks.
Okay, I'm going to go nude and just get that one straight out of the way, Sinha. I've gone straight in, just straight in for nuddy. Can you read me the second one again, please?
A pair of tight Speedos on a hot Dutchman.
I'm going to go Sindhu Vee for that. I think I've met her husband, and I'm trying to think if he was definitely hot. I was trying to think if he was Dutch, but he was really handsome and a bit possibly foreign. So he was hot.
My ears are burning.
The
Madame Thénardier's dress from Act 1.
What's Madame Thénardier from, Laura? I'm going Laura Lexx on that one. And then the final one was
long shorts with biker lycra underneath, sleeveless vest, high tops with long socks.
Straight away, Richard Herring. This is for the win. Laura Lexx, how many have I got right?
Well, I'm fucking furious about this because you've got 1 right, Mark Over. Oh, curse me and pretending to be stupid. You got mine right. Mine was Madame Thénardier from Les Mis. Nude, however, was not Paul Sinha. It was Richard Herring.
Oh, well
Paul
played.
Sinha is much more interested in a pair of tight Speedos on Sindhu Vee's husband. So, take that as you will. And Sindhu is after some long shorts with biker lycra underneath, a sleeveless vest and high tops with long socks.
Oh, I did really, really badly, but...
And did I know that Sindhu's husband was Dutch?
No, he's
felt-
Danish.
He's Danish. Oh, you fell for it anyway. I was
Yeah.
He
He's Danish.
is hot though, Sindhu.
Thank you for saying that. It's nice to hear that.
Laura should be the host. She's very good. She was very good as the host.
She was very good.
The
at
mistake
that
she
as a
made
host.
was pronouncing Madame Fenadia, whatever it was correctly.
Yeah, I should have just said. Of course, I knew who she was.
It was the most middle class version of that bit in The Great Escape I've ever seen in my life.
Laura, I am afraid. I mean, it's a three-way tie. We've never had a three-way tie before. So if you want to see yourself as a winner because you got a unique number, brilliant. But the three-way tie is Richard Herring with 5 points.
Yeah, you haven't done a bonus point.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't give a bonus point on this round. Do you know what? Fuck it.
No, don't give her a bonus point
on this round.
Make her lose. Give it to me.
To Sindhu's hot husband,
Yay!
who gets 6 points.
Yay!
6 for each of his packs.
Wow.
So that is Laura Lexx on 4, Sindhu Vee on 5,
Bastard.
Herring on 5, Paul Sinha on 5, and Sindhu Vee's husband with his 6-pack, 6 points.
That's comedy in a nutshell, though, isn't it? You slog your ass off for an hour trying to be funny and clever, and then a bloke wins.
You know what? But as long as it's my bloke, I get the win. I don't care.
Thank you very much for playing in this special Next Up Comedy edition of Who Said That. Thank you very much to Laura Lexx. Thank you very much to Paul Sinha. Thank you very much to Richard Herring. Thank you very much to Sindhu Vee. And the winner of today is Sindhu Vee's husband on 6 points. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.